Well, I think as a young kid it was amazing to walk in the same dressing room as Clive Rice, Graham Pollock, Kevin McKenzie, Ray Jennings, all those guys. I think Allan was just on his way out. I think remember in the first unofficial Test match in Port Elizabeth, sat next to Graham Pollock, and obviously I don't think I said a word for 2 days. Sort of only if I was spoken to. And it was just amazing how these guys were, in awe of them, and going on the same field as that was the last Test match that Graham Pollock played, or unofficial Test match, and just to be on the same park as them was just a really great experience. And you can't really tell it to a lot of people. What was it like? A lot of people would say, well, it was just a very vivid experience of what it was like. For 5 days I treasured because I was in the same field as those guys. It was amazing.
At that time, did you think that you would ever be able to represent South Africa on the world stage again?
Well, there was a lot of talk, a lot of political talk, and those were, as we say, the dark days of South African sport. And went over to England, and I was convinced I was going to, play some sort of representative cricket. I didn't know it was for South Africa at that time, but speaking to Robin Smith and Allan Lamb, I was pretty much convinced that I was going to play for England. And Dr. Bacher convinced me. He said, listen, in 2 years' time from now, we're going to be back in international sport. And he was quite right. So I was very pleased that I made the right decision to play for my country.
You made a big impression with your arrival at Warwickshire in 1989, taking 86 wickets in your first season there. What are your early memories about being over there?
Well, first of all, I had to learn to speak English. I was this young little Afrikaans boy leaving for the first time in '87 to go and play for Warwickshire, and obviously it was nice because I enjoyed it. It sort of made me a lot more independent, finding things out for myself, and not only just that, just the travelling around England and playing against the best players in the world, and for here comes this young Afrikaner boy watching Viv Richards play on television, and all these other guys, David Gower, Ian Botham, Graham Gooch. Was just a fantastic experience. That improved my cricket from the day I arrived there.
And I heard that you sent 5 players on one occasion to hospital.
That was against Lancashire, yeah. It was in 1989 where got things right on the day and broke a few fingers and a very quick wicket. I think hit Wassam Akram on the chin. And that's where all the headlines started. This young South African tear-in bowler is causing havoc in England. But that was the start of things to come. It was a very successful summer that.